Chris Ramos banging out some squats here with the cambered bar, giant cambered bar. That bar is going to have a different center of gravity than a lot of the other bars that we use. And again, we utilize Conjugate system. We utilize some of the methods that were laid out by Louis Simmons and Westside Barbell. It's with a lot of raw lifters and a lot of movement towards raw, and our gym predominantly moving to raw. You still see our guys utilizing contrast, as you see Silent Mike using right here, and still using the Conjugate system. The Conjugate system is fun. You get to utilize different movements and different exercises. You don't have to always stick with the same thing. And for those of you that like periodization, you could always go back to periodization. It's not like you have to do Westside forever, but you can mix things up in your training just for periods of time, just simply the fact that shit gets to be so goddamn fucking boring. And you get to have a different style of training for a little while. You throw some bands in there, throw some chains in there, or do some front squats instead of back squats, or do some box squats instead of regular squats, and so on. Mix things up a little bit, change things up a little bit, just for the simple fact of hey, I'm going to try something different. You try something different, see if you like it, and then stick with it if you like it. Get rid of it if you don't. Ramos is a freakishly strong squatter to the point where he's somebody that I had to slow down in the past. I had to tell him, dude, you need to chill the fuck out a little bit, because you were just going too buck wild on these squats. Got Detroit here going with some briefs on, which we haven't even seen anybody in much powerlifting gear, except for Kara Weston, who still competes geared, and Juan Laiha, who still does shirted bench pressing. And so it's a little different when you get some guys. Greg Buffington, I want to leave him out of the picture too. Greg, someone that comes in every weekend and uses some briefs, but a free squat and briefs, not something we see too often at our gym. Usually when someone's in gear, they're usually doing a box squat. Here you got Silent Mike lining up on a heavy squat. Again, as I mentioned in the past, Mike has lost some weight, so he weighs probably about 190-ish right now, 192 or so. Once you start getting down into that type of body weight, and once you start going from being 12% body fat to 10 and so on, things start to get really dicey with your strength, and things start to get really crazy with where you wear your belt and how you get some strength from your belt. Sometimes it doesn't even feel like your belt does fucking anything to you, anything to assist you as you start to lose more and more weight. You start to lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 40 pounds. Things start to really, really change. And when you're already not such an enormous person like Mike was, he started out about 215 or 220, and then really recomped his body quite a bit. Once you start losing percentages of body fat, then shit starts to get really tough, trying to figure out how to maintain your strength. But he's somebody who's putting in the work to make sure that the strength is, at the very least, maintained. You got Casey doing some squats. Casey is about 7 feet tall, and it's not always easy for him to figure out his squats. Got my chubby little self going here. Got a little bit of weight on there. Got about 5 plates on there and some chains. And this day I went a little bit wider than normal. Just wanted to switch things up a little bit and see how it felt. I think the week before I did some box squats, and that was kind of a welcome change. I squatted wider for that particular workout, and it felt really, really good. So when I went to do a free squat on this particular week, I was like, oh, I might as well just go with that same stance. There's Dan blasting it up real strong out of the bottom. That lift just slowing down midway a little bit, but bangs out 3 reps pretty easily. You can see he's got the compression cuffs kind of over top of his knee sleeves. That's something some of us have been toying with, because the knee sleeve is going to give you the warmth. Let's see, there's a good shot of the gym as we're getting ready to move. The knee sleeve is going to give you the warmth and only give you basically just some mild compression. If any. A knee sleeve doesn't really do much of anything for you in terms of having you lift more weight. Doesn't matter what knee sleeve it is that you have in the market. whether it's mine or somebody else's. But the compression cuff is actually going to give you a little boost because it's kind of made of more like knee wrap material. You get a little extra compression there. So you kind of mix the two together, and you get good compression mixed with some mild compression and some comfort of a knee sleeve and the warmth of the knee sleeve, and you get some really good compression, some good warmth, and you're a little bit more stable knee or elbow, wherever you decide to put it. Robert Oberst actually does the same combination on his elbows for strongman and really likes that. You can see we're setting up for some moving. I kind of tricked everybody because the move is supposed to be scheduled for Sunday, but I got in there on this day and just said, fuck it, let's just start moving some shit around. And so anybody that was going to try to bitch out and not show up on Sunday, they got stuck moving some stuff on this day. I'm not really sure why Austin has his shirt off, but you know, his excuse could be that he's trying to get a tan. His excuse could be that he's hoping some young gentleman out there is watching this. Yeah, he's auditioning for the Super Training DAT TV calendar, perhaps. I'm not really sure what his intentions there were, but whatever they were, they don't go unnoticed, and we do really appreciate that, Austin. Austin is also known as the Titty Twister. That's his new nickname. And that is it from Super Training DAT TV.